Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and joining our session on our AI assistant from planning to practice, how AI enhances teaching. My name is Danielle Macklin. I am the Director of Training and Professional Development with NUITEQ. I'm so happy that you're all able to be with us today, and I'm excited to show you all of the great things that we have to offer with our new AI assistant. So this is going to be a very brief meeting. We only have about 30 minutes, so I'm giving you a lot of information up front. I understand that it might seem a little overwhelming, but I'm also going to provide you with so many resources and opportunities to ask questions, and of course my email to follow up if you have any questions that you need after our session together. So starting, I'm giving you all an article in the chat. Now, if at any point during our session you would like to ask a question or if there's something you need from me, please go ahead and place that in our chat and I'll try to respond to it as soon as I can. So with our session today, like I said, it's a pretty quick session and we're going to be covering a lot of topics on our AI assistant. So starting by thinking of AI in general. So we're seeing AI becoming a big thing in the classroom. It's there, it's not going anywhere, it's part of education. So we're going to start our session today by looking at some of the key benefits of using AI in the classroom. And then we'll move into how to navigate our AI dashboard, build our learning activities, and building complete lessons, and following up, of course, with questions at the end. So I see we have people from all around the world joining us. I love that we have someone from Ecuador. Nice to meet you. So thank you. I'm so happy everyone is here. I'm really excited to share with all of you the great tool that we have in our NUITEQ Chorus platform. So when we talk about AI in the classroom, there seems to be a big divide. There seems to be a lot of people who are a little skeptical, and then a lot of people who have quickly adopted and are using it. So what we see is about 43% of teachers are regularly using AI as part of their daily practice, whether it's part of their instruction or part of their preparation or part of their grading, they're already using it. And the biggest benefit many of them are seeing is that it's becoming a huge time-saving tool. So for many teachers, it's reducing their lesson planning time by about 30%. Now, I'm a former teacher. I taught for 11 years, middle school social studies, and I know that time is our most precious commodity. There's never enough hours in the day as a teacher. So being able to save any time that I can when I was teaching was really beneficial. And AI is now a tool that we have, and our AI assistant is a really great tool that teachers can use to build those gamified learning activities. We also see that with AI, we're having increased in accessibility. So we have a lot of AI tools that are available and have been available in education that provide differentiation, that provide multilingual support, and also give students personalized learning. So you can read a lot more about that in the article I shared in our chat that was written by my colleague Mirto. And I also gave a little QR code here if you want to scan that with your phone and read it later. So now let's get into our AI tool and let's see how that looks and how we can use that as a tool, not just to save time in creating gamified learning for our students, but also provide a lot of resources and differentiation for those students. So when you log into your Chorus platform, you'll see at the very top of your dashboard, there is a tool called AI Assistant. Clicking on that is going to open a new browser, and this interface will pop up. The left side over here is your menu navigation. It's where you can return back to your Chorus home, or you can use these navigation points to create a lesson, create an activity, or return to any of the previously created content you have made. You also have this icon, which is your profile. So our AI assistant works on a credit system. So every licensed teacher has 25 credits in their chorus account, and then those are shared within a pool among your district. So I obviously have a lot as part of NUITEQ, and this will vary for every user. There's also the option to purchase more credits should you run out. There is no expiration date, so your credits are good forever until you run out. And with the credit system, the way that it works is to create an individual learning activity. So this would be one of our lesson activities, this gamified learning. This will take 1 credit. And then when we move into our complete lessons, which will include a lot of different digital media, this will vary in the amount of credits it uses. So that's a little bit on how the main interface operates. I'm going to start with an individual learning activity. So these would be used for a quick checking for understanding or assessing students' knowledge of a particular topic or skill set. So when I choose create, and I'm going to hide my sidebar just so we get a little bit more of a visual for our interface. I have many different options on how I can create my AI assisted lesson activity. The most common is our topic-based activities. So this is where I take the particular content that I'm teaching in that moment, I add in that information, and it will create the activity. And then we also have additional ways to create. We can create directly from standards. So I can look at and explore academic standards to create. We can create with different images. So our visual intelligence allows users to upload JPEG, PNG, and GIF images. And AI will create a lesson based off of those images. For video processing, this allows the upload of videos, and the AI assistant will segment the videos into learning chapters in which you can preview each chapter and then create a lesson activity for that chapter. We also have, and I love this one, we have document intelligence. This is a great tool where teachers can upload PDFs, Word docs, PowerPoints, so kind of their regular teaching materials, or if they have online textbooks or PDF textbooks, which many districts have moved to, they can upload that and then select the specific pages for the AI assistant to build a lesson activity. And then lastly, the audio processing. So very similar to video processing, it will take recorded audio and divide into chapters, so segments, and then create a lesson activity based off of that audio. So I'll try to share some examples of what these look like. But I want to start here with topic-based so that you can see some of the similarities and the common features of each way of building your lesson activity with the AI assistant. So I'm going to start first with my learning topic. Now, I'm a former social studies teacher, and my students learned about ancient Egypt. So I'll start with that. And I'm keeping it very vague for now. And as I generate, so it's telling me the steps that the AI assistant will be taking. So I've entered my topic. Now I'm on Explore and Refine. So from this phase, it's going to break down that topic into different suggestions. So it's refining where maybe I want to do it on pharaohs and governance, religious beliefs and practices, scientific and architectural achievements. And then from there, I can refine even further. So I really have an opportunity with that AI assistant to get very specific and detailed with the topic that I'm using for my lesson. I like the idea of using the scientific and architectural achievements. So I'm going to go with that one. So I've chosen suggest activities. So now the AI assistant is going to suggest 3 different activities and then give me a summary of how those activities would be played by the students and what students would be doing. So for the quiz, this would be a multiple choice test. For a range, this is putting events in chronological order. So in this case, it would be a series of Egyptian monumental structures in the order of construction. And then for groups, this is categorizing Egyptian achievements based off of their scientific or architectural domain. So whether it's mathematical, astronomical, engineering, or architectural. So I can choose from those, or I can choose a different one. So if I wanted something different, I can pick another option. I like the group one. I think that's a great idea. So I've selected the type of lesson activity I now want to build. So now the AI is going to ask me, how difficult do I want it to be? Do I want it for beginners? Do I want it kind of a medium, intermediate concepts, or do I want it very advanced? And then it's also going to ask for my age group. So what range of students would this be for? So we'll say for my middle schools, and we'll keep it at maybe a medium. And now I'm ready to build that lesson activity. So here's where I get to edit and customize. So I can see each of my groups. So I have mathematical, astronomical, engineering, etc. I can individually edit all of the content within that group. So I can delete information, I could rewrite information. I could also add a group if I wanted to incorporate another group. And I can use the AI within each group question to increase or decrease the difficulty, as well as fix the grammar. And of course, throw it away. I can delete that particular group. So I have a chance to preview the content my students are going to be learning before, or being assessed on, before I create the activity. And then here we have our AI quick actions. Now for all of the lesson activities that are built with our AI assistant, they have the same AI quick actions. So this is the part where you're going to see the similarities. So I can create a similar group. So this would add in additional groups or change the current groups. I can decrease and increase the difficulty of the entire set. So here it's increasing the difficulty or decreasing the difficulty for just one group, whereas over here it would be for the entire lesson activity. I also have the ability to fix any grammar, and I can translate. So I think this is another really great tool. So with Translate, I have a variety of languages to choose from, and I'm going to choose Spanish, as it is the language that I am trying to learn. And now I can see my original version and my enhanced version. So my version that has been translated into Spanish. And I can decide which part I want to keep. If I wanted to keep some parts in English, I can choose to keep some parts in English, or I can choose to keep some parts or all of it in Spanish. For now, I'm just going to keep it in English. So I love the translate feature. We also have a feature called incorporate a storyline. This is going to allow you to incorporate a narrative element to your lesson activities. I find this to be a really good tool for a lot of the abstract concepts, a lot of things that you would find in mathematics, even in some science concepts, where it's not necessarily a tangible item. So with our storyline, it creates the lesson activity based off of a theme. So now I'm doing mine on ancient Egypt, so obviously my theme is Egypt. But if I were doing a math lesson and I chose the magical world, all of my questions or all of my groups would be related to, wizardry. If I chose sports and athletics, then all of my questions or all of my groups would be related to different sports, like basketball, baseball, football, cricket. So it's a really fun way to keep students interested and engaged in what they're learning, because now it's something that seems more relevant to them. So taking an abstract concept and making it more relevant and meaningful to them. And we have our research background. So if you want to learn more about any of that, we have links to where you can find more information to get an idea of why this would benefit students as well. And then we have our different activity settings, in this case, enabling a timer. So once I've made any edits that I've chosen, I'm going to create that activity. And now it has built my lesson activity that I can play or edit in Chorus, or I can create an additional activity, and it'll create the activity based off of the same topic. So if I wanted to create the same lesson activity, but change the rigor or make it more difficult for students, more challenging, I have the option to do that. And now to play the lesson activity, as I open in my Chorus dashboard, you can see with our groups, it is a drag and drop. Oh, I should probably read the question. So students would be marked correct for correct ones, and as you saw earlier, incorrect for incorrect ones. And I have my instructions. And then as a teacher, I can make any edits that I might want to include. So I can change any of the visual elements here, like the font, the themes, the backgrounds, all of that fun stuff. So that was building with our topic-based. So if I go back to my AI assistant, and I'm going to show you another type of lesson activity. Oh, giving my computer a second to catch up. There we go. So we did our topic based, and I had mentioned I really wanted to share some of the ones here. So I want to share the document intelligence. So with document intelligence, this is where you can upload a document. We have some examples. So I'll take this high school, or I think maybe a college level algebra textbook. And as it's uploading that text, I'll then be able to select the pages that I want to include in my presentation. So there's the textbook. I can include up to 100 pages to build a lesson activity. I don't imagine I would include that much as a teacher. So I can preview my page with the little eyeball and then click to select. So I'll take just a couple pages. And once I've selected, I can then have it suggest activities, and then we go back to that same kind of process of it's suggesting the activities, and I can then choose the difficulty level, and then I can go and I can make those customized edits using the AI quick actions or using individual edits here. So common features that you'll see in all of the individual lesson activities. So I know we're getting a little closer to our end of time. So I want to switch gears and move away from showing how to do individual activities and show how to create a complete lesson. So with our complete lesson, this is where you're going to have a variety of digital media available within the Symphony whiteboard. So you can do it again by topic or by educational standards. And we have over 60 curriculums available within our database. So I've already selected a curriculum earlier. I'm going to change just to show you all of our available curriculums. So if I were to choose Next Generation Science, and then my grade level, and then now it'll share with me the different standards. And I can build the entire symphony with the AI assistant to include all of those components that are going to teach the lesson. So let's do this one on Earth's place in the universe with the daily changes of length and direction of shadows, day and night, etc. So I'm choosing create lesson. And the AI assistant is working its magic behind the scenes to curate a informational text reading, to find a relevant YouTube video, and to build the individual lesson activity components. This is the part where it will cost multiple credits. So we have a reading, we have our video, and we have our individual lesson activities. I have the option, if I want to pick all of them, that's going to be a 4-credit option. The YouTube is always included. Let's say I want to remove one, and I'll take the match activity, or no, I'll take the groups out. So we're going to remove our groups lesson. So now it's a 3-credit lesson activity. So now I'm creating the lesson. Well, I'm not, the AI assistant is, so it's saving me a lot of work. This is where I can have the options to edit and preview all of the content that it's building. So with our YouTube video, I'll give that a second while it's loading. Oh, no. So with our reading, it's going to generate for me an informational text. So I have my information, I have in that text the learning objectives, it includes images, and that is all downloadable as a PDF. So if I want a print version of that, I have that print copy available to use as well. And then I also can make edits to this text. So if I wanted to change anything within it, maybe I want to remove the learning objectives and replace them, replace them with my standards instead. I can do that. So I can remove and I can add in anything else that I'd like to, including adding hyperlinks and adding images. And then with our quick actions for our reading, we have the option to adjust complexity. So changing the level of the text, so from elementary to advanced. And again, everything is research backed. We also can include enhanced explanations. So if I wanted to include some examples or if I wanted certain terms to be defined. So let's add that in. So it's going to rewrite the text for me to ensure that certain terms are being defined. I can generate a lesson activity based entirely off of the reading. There we go. So it's telling me what it's changed. I can add interactive elements like discussion questions, learning activities, reflection points. For enhanced storytelling, this is adding more narrative elements to the reading, especially I love this one, the real world connections. I'm sure many teachers have often heard their students ask, why do I need to learn this? This is a really great way to incorporate those real world connections. Same with problem scenarios, so having that challenge-based settings. And then we also have in this the storyline. So like we saw in the lesson activities, I can incorporate a storyline. And then we have the options to make inclusive so that we're representing more diversity within the text. We have our translate feature where again, I can translate the text into different languages. And we can change the organization. So if I want the text to go from very basic to advanced, so it becomes more challenging, if I want it to be a problem solution or guided exploration, those are all options that I can do with that informational text reading. So we're going to say it's good for now. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to close that one and move on and check out my YouTube video. So it's the video. Okay, paused it before it'll play. There we go. So we got a Crash Course Kids video. It's also going to give other suggestions of videos related, or I can search YouTube and look for videos related to the concept that I'm teaching. The great thing with this, it's going to take out all of those advertisements at the beginning and the end, so you don't have to worry about those pop-ups happening. And then as we look at the individual lesson activities, we see those similar or those same AI quick actions, as well as the ability to do any of the edits here. So AI is doing all of the hard work. And as a teacher, you only have to check and make sure it's okay and meets the expectations you have set. So now I'm going to create that lesson, and it's going to build it in my Symphony whiteboard. So our Symphony whiteboard is a digital makerspace that allows for student collaboration. It allows for it to be sent to students as assignments for grades as well as for practice. And in addition to all of the features that were created within the AI assistant, so here we can see I have my text that was added in. I can move it around. I can change the size. When I annotate, so if I'm highlighting parts of my text, those annotations are going to stick with my text when I move it, or if I turn the page of that text, my annotation will stay where it belongs. So we have our reading, we have a page with our video, we have our lesson activity. So this was our match. So again, I can move things around and reposition. And then I think we have a quiz to wrap it all up. And then I, as a teacher, can go through and I can add additional things. I can add more pages. I can use any of the tools here and incorporate those elements, incorporate more lesson activities, add additional media connecting to my different drives, our content gallery, searching online or uploading from my computer. And I can embed more digital media. I can include PhET simulations. We have a really great partnership with PhET. I can also include more YouTube videos and live web pages. So we have a lot of great tools available within that toolbar. And then I can use this as part of my direct instruction if I'm at the front of the class and I have this on my panel and I want to use it for presentation, or I can share it for collaboration with my students so that my students can follow along on their own device, and even give them edit permissions so that students can have the opportunity to interact with and manipulate what's happening on their screen so that it's visible on everyone's screen. Or I can choose to send this as an assignment to my students. And in doing so, it'll show my classes. And if I wanted to make this gradable, I can make it a gradable assignment with adjusted percentage targets and choosing which students receive that assignment. So a lot of great options of how you can use our AI assistant. So that is it from me today. So thank you again, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or day, depending on where you are in the world. And looking forward to seeing you again at our next webinar. So take care, everyone. Have a great day.